Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to game number 4 and our first on Erringle in tonight's PUBG EU Pro Scrims. It's Wednesday, the 11th of January, 2023. My name is Jorisar, and we are going to be treated to 3 more games before finding out who is going to be topping the leaderboards at the end of tonight. Will it indeed still be Twisted Minds? Are we going to see someone else come to the fore? Heroic, for example, had an absolutely magnificent game with 15 kills, although they did not get the chicken dinner in game number 3. Will that momentum be carried forward, I wonder, to Erringle? We find out right now. A slightly skewed plane path here. We have a 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock plane, but very much a northern skew, so Snofka making it slightly more difficult. Gatka and the surrounding areas just about reachable, but certainly no further than that. We had a couple of teams more or less be on top of each other in games number 1 through 3. It looks like we have a similar situation here, potentially. We've got Team Solo and Heroic more or less on each other. I think Beamy is winning this fight to the car, although Motic is going to keep trying. Needs to make sure he lands just in time to get into the driver's seat. He doesn't. Motic gets it. The perseverance will pay off. He's going to drive to crates. There are a couple of members of Heroic already there, though. He's going to have to move out. And it doesn't look like the fight is going to necessarily be any more complicated than that. Circle 1, by the way, is effectively on shelter. So Castanis right next to Vashku of Austrian Force, but there should be plenty of space between them. Yeah, he's going to get away just fine. Not a problem there. We do actually have teams, by the way, making their way onto Sosnovka. Vorpal Swords have gone melee base. The Ghetto Gang are in Novo. This is a lot better behaved, guys, I have to say, than Miramar. I think we can all agree on that. Things are pretty chill in comparison. Bashku, nah. Crazy's in Hall of Fame / museum. That'll be fine. That'll be just fine. Where else are we looking? How's everyone doing, by the way? You guys all had a good start to the new year? Things have been very busy for me after the first week of the new year, but I have to be honest, the first week has been very chill. And I feel like that was a good break. I went to the gym a lot. I played a lot of tennis. I'm still not losing any weight, by the way, because I'm eating so much. But I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my start to 2023 so far. I was like, hang on a second. Same team, same team. All good. Castanis still in shelter. Jeems had a great game, didn't he? Popped off on Miramar at one point. Really nicely done. Sleep Dodgers involved in early game tussle, specifically in Minas Generalis on Miramar. I think Erringle is going to be a little more relaxed for the... Oh, really? Austrian Force? What's good? Whoa. Oh. Oh, it's just a solo. Okay. We had an argument over heaven. That argument has been soundly won by Vashku. Isolated skirmish, although I have to say Silas is threading the needle a little bit. Does Ibby see him? Are we going to get a spray? We are going to get a spray. Nothing hitting, though, although the car will have seen better days as a result. That's going to be going into the garage, that's for sure. And what is going on here? Castanis on Pacific Esport. Guys, it's phase 1. What are you doing? Pacific Esports eliminated in very quick fashion. I barely had time to go over to them. Castanis have got all 4 kills. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. We'll find out in game number 5 whether Pacific Esports meant to do that and whether they're going to contest that again. But I have a feeling they're not. I think that was just a miscalculation. Although Devisen and Ghetto Gang on north of Milta are now also thinking about their position. The difference is they at least know of each other's presence. Doesn't look like they're looking to blow each other out of the water or anything like that at this point. Man, what? That was a hard commit onto Shelter, wasn't it? There was nowhere else for Pacific Esports to go. You either win... I mean, pardon the pun, given the other teams in the lobby, but you basically either win or die there, right? There's no other way out, is there? I wonder what the process was that led up to that. I'm not sure. Vorpal Swords have looted. They're going to be heading back towards Milta soon enough. And Panathinaikos. Don't look like... Okay, they're going to stay... They're going to hang around here. They're not going any further in. That's fine. Thought they might have done. 1 knock for the Ghetto Gang, but nothing they're going to move in on. Don't worry, guys. In the U-bend here. Probably shouldn't call it the U-bend, but it looks like one to me. Twisted Minds. The current points leaders. The only team north of 30 points at the moment, and they're on 40 plus. So believe you me, they're doing well. They're going to set up shop here in the interim. I get the feeling they're going to be moving again very, very soon indeed. Digital Athletics have got the compound arguably closest to the center. You know what? Maybe Shelter still is. Maybe Castanis still is, but good split by DA. It's phase 1, so don't want to read into this too much. I'm a little surprised at the squad fights that we've seen. Wasn't expecting that early crash onto Shelter, but otherwise things looking okay. Things looking okay. Teams that are going to be late in. Snowguard Draggers. Like, let's be honest, we haven't seen very much of these guys. Because all we know about them is they fight tooth and nail for El Pozo. So I'm keen to finally see these guys in action. They lost to the Ghetto Gang in El Pozo. But we should get a little more from them on Erangel. A little more info. But they will be the last team in as well. Team Solo and Heroic. Also relatively late in. Looking for teams that maybe have similar colors. You might accidentally be popping on top of each other, but there isn't any. The things are looking okay. That's the second time someone from Ghetto Gang has knocked a Devizon member. Again, they're not going to move in on that, but they will be taking note. They could potentially move in on a third. Austrian Force. They've got Heaven. Win or Die have Mansion. No one in Lepovka. The Nuclear Penguins have Prison and the surrounding area. Castanis very much still have Shelter. Guys, this is all almost boring levels of sensibleness from these guys. We need a little bit more spice in here. We got some as the circle was about to close in. It looks like we're now normalizing the rest of this game. So let's see if we can go a little bit further. Vorpal Swords on the beach in Milta. They have got a couple of teams to the north of them. BBL, Kappa in particular, spotting a few members of Team Solo. It doesn't look like too much damage is going to get done as they move through. Although, Bombilovo might not have as much luck. He is the last car. And the last car often gets shot the most. I've also just realized I can pronounce Lighted's name as Gaslighted if you change the K to a G. I don't know how intentional that is. but I found it funny, so hopefully you do too. Phase 2 is now popped. We're going north of farm. Trying to think if there's anything to write home about with this circle. Not really. Cutting out prison and prison cliffs endings. Aw, big sad. Cutting out Milta as well. But no big crashes unless... Do the Woo... What? The Woo aren't going for the dip, are they? They'll be within tasty nade range of Twisted Minds if they do. They're going... Is that compound empty? They're thinking about it. I think someone spotted a member of Twisted Minds in the window. Yes, they have. So the Woo are going to keep going. We'll keep watching them. Whoa, Quizzy. Slow down. Okay, maybe that's why I didn't want to slow down. The third party is strong. And Mosic. Woo! Gets Quizzy down to 1 HP. Austrian Force now running the gauntlet. They are in between Castanus and the Nuclear Penguins. That is the sound of gunfire and bullet rain. Everyone through so far. And actually the Nuclear Penguins taking on Castanus without Austrian Force in the middle, giving them a little bit more opportunity. Okay, they're in. Win or Die, I think, are the last team as a... Oh, hang on a second. The two grey teams, I beg your pardon. Vorpal Swords and Solo. No, finally, this is the fight we were looking for. Why are they always the same color? It's like they know what the colors are that casters use and deliberately target them. Do you remember at one point in PUBG history, Solo looked like they're going to win this fight, by the way. Hyruzen has got... But everybody else is pretty much still here. Do you remember when every single yellow team was here in Erangel? We had like Na'Vi, Tornado Energy. There were at least 4 yellow teams that all dropped in the same belt of positions on Erangel. And it was so annoying for a while. We've got the Nuclear Penguins now finally moving in, deciding they want to grab shelter from Castanus. I think they might be able to do it. Yes, they do. Castanus eliminated now. I think they did that off the back of 2 knocks, by the way. They got the first knock, started driving, got the second knock through a drive-by, and the rest of them then moved in. But if they want to get... the rest of the position and hold it, they have to make sure they spot out people like Silas. I love the vision there to spot out Silas, by the way. That was really good. So another team has gone out. In fact, 2 teams have gone out if you discount Eraser. I don't know if Razor's going to be able to do much from that position, though. That's actually a third party as well from Devizon. So Vorpal Swords having a rough rotate back in from Sosnovka Island. Win or Die in the meantime. Fresh from outside the zone. Will be peeking at Austrian Forces position. They have to decide where they want to go. They don't have the world's greatest amount of hard cover in this position. And they will have to move eventually. The Snowguard Dragons right next door, but technically safe from BBL. A lot of peeking will get done. I'm not sure how much rushing in will happen if someone gets 1 knock. Definitely not the first knock, I don't think. Got to be a little bit more guarded than that. Zone about to pop. Donut. All right. Nice and sensible. God, after... You have to say, after Miramar, this is frighteningly sensible so far, isn't it? Burger gets taken out in the U-bend dip. Right there. And Digital Athletics will be able to move. And Twisted Minds basically just want to go, you guys fight, and whoever wins that fight, feel free to go up against us when we're in a compound and have grenades and you're stuck in a dip. Twisted Minds are happy to keep this position for now. Bombulovo of Team Solo has found a Wizard Tower close-ish to the center of town. Ghetto Gang not liking him being in that position, but weren't quite able to take him out. Again, people just moving in towards the center. Austrian Force and Win or Die are the main teams about whom we're going to be asking some questions. Win or Die here. Into the vehicle. So they're going to go further south. If they go further south, I feel like Misa and Co Misa's going to be so close to them. Does he even know? He does now. And it's good that the first spray came from somewhere else as well. 3x on the M4. Oh, he tried to get in behind and it was a little too clever. Extents held back. Misa suspected someone was there and was looking. Extents played that very well. Win or die. Austrian Force also suspected the play. In fact, both teams. Really good sense from both of them. But first blood there to win or die. Austrian Force still very much in this fight. Questions asked in chat. Do we know who the Overpeakers players and coach will be playing for this year? Well, maybe I'll tell you on camera at PGC, yeah? Great nade from Zocker. I thought that was Vashku for a second. But win or die are not out of the woods. Yes, they got first blood, but what did they do with that advantageous position? They're still in the blue. The follow-up there didn't work very well. Laosh is down as well. And I have to say, this shooting has been absolutely excellent from Austrian Force. No questions about that. Silas now needing to defend against Wades and Extents by the looks of things. Spotted. That's Wades down. They're doing so well. Even from these positions where they're struggling. The sharpshooting on this team is just so crisp, so on point. There's a small problem, though. Okay, that's a lie. There's a big problem, though. And that problem is Ghetto Gang. That problem is very, very much Ghetto Gang. Oh, there we go. That's the headshot we were looking for. Vorpal Swords eliminated down south. Vashku and Silos now coming in versus Ghetto Gang. Win or die are down to 2. Extents and Wade still very much alive. I wouldn't peek while healing from that, mate. 8 HP in a dream. That's a grenade! No dodging that one. And here comes the personalized red zone. Small talk helping with a third party, evening up the odds for Vashku to try and take advantage. Oh no. Is Vashku disconnected? He's just running. No, he hasn't. I must have been lagging as an observer. We're all good. Vashku moving back. Extends manages to get the revive onto Waze. That was weird, though. I have to say, Vashku almost dead. Needs to get the revive up. They'll be wondering, did I hear footsteps just now? What's going on here? That's a third party. Wow. No, the first party, strictly speaking. Nuclear Penguins coming in. That's the third party. There we go. And now Austrian Force. 2 players, 2 HP. Very much a dream right now. Oh, don't even knock it. He's got no first aids left as Vashku. This is not good. Nuclear Penguins. Good utility usage, but Austrian Force somehow managed to get away. They're still not out of the woods because they have so few hit points remaining. Really? Dude, if you crash the car at this point, you might die. Be careful. How did they get here unscathed? Sheesh. Okay. BBL and Auto Mix having a right go of it. Here on the west side, it looks like they've lost 2 each. They've both got 2 kills. But BBL are going to be the ones ruining their position. Now going with a smoke train. Gonna have to be fairly swift about this. Twisted Minds and Heroic as well, but I'm going to keep an eye on this for now because this might be over in a couple of seconds. 6 seconds left to go before the blue stops moving. Will it be enough time for Vendalos not to lose any hit points? Not quite. They're in, but only just. Ketpa's down as well. Twisted Minds eliminated. That's big. That's the Woo finishing them off. That's up north as well. Heroic also involved in that fight. Party Beetle wants that final kill. Tim and He-Man versus Thunderlost. 30 seconds, they have to move. That's southeast with the nuclear penguins eliminated to devise. And okay, you guys are going to force me to move away from this fight now, aren't you? Let's take a look at POW Esports moving up onto the Woo, who have been fighting against Heroic as well. This is where Twisted Minds died just a couple of seconds beforehand. Every fight seems to be popping off at exactly the same time. Much to my frustration as a solo caster slash observer, but we'll make it work, guys. POW Esports have now chosen to disengage, which gives me opportunity to take a look at Beamy, last surviving member of Heroic here. Twisted Minds and Heroic having a great previous game, not necessarily this one. Finally, Thunderlost. Once I stop looking at BBL, they get eliminated from the game as well. This next circle very much centered in on Farm Digital Athletics, getting absolutely destroyed by everybody right now. They are in the middle of everything, and Party's actually right next to them too, looking for a way to finish off some of these kills through the smoke. Will the underarm grenade do it? I'll tell you what, that's looking half decent. Device eliminated. He does so much damage with that grenade, but gets absolutely no additional kills as a result. Here comes POW. Is this the perfect timing for them, or are they going to get absolutely sensationally destroyed from every angle? Quality certainly feeling the latter here. Here comes Max. Digital Athletics still alive in the smoke. They realize there are still people there. Now, are we going to get another grenade? Max gets Mitralius and Mert. So Code Marco at the moment, the sole survivor for DA. And POW Esports are the ones destroyed. Code Marco can just hide in this junkyard of cars. Or can he? Okay, maybe not. He's one hit from death. Digital Athletics somehow making it in. 9 teams still left alive, by the way. This isn't even a placement point guaranteed just yet. The Woo seem to be the victors up north, although Beamy is still a solo survivor. Auto Mix will be out west, and the Woo might actually come up against them next. Party Beetle will absolutely have heard the commotion. They can see the car coming in. That's a shack. Knows exactly where Biestoloch is. He's going, cool. That's cool. Let's see if we can move somewhere else. And if they don't hear gunshots from up there, by the way, that means there's no one encroaching on them from the north unless Biestoloch wants to go out of the shack and rush into them as a solo. And I think they're safely making the assumption that's unlikely to happen. The Sleep Dodgers still with 3 alive on the north side of the circle. From a longevity point of view, they've had a lot more airtime this game. And thanks to that 1 o'clock hard shift here in phase number 6, it should get them a couple of customers. Snow Guard Dragons, they are into the placement points, but that's as far as they're going to get here. In game number 4, they go out in 8th place. Illidan and Co. They're actually proving to be targets in this location. I wonder if there's somewhere else in circle they can grab. They've got the high ground, yes, but they have to move off of it slightly. I feel like they're going to have to take Code Marco's position, if I'm honest. Maybe. I feel like that's going to end up being the play. We'll wait and see. I can't believe that Auto Mix lost He-Man to Biestoloch here. They knew that they were safe as long as they didn't hear shots coming from there, but it turns out they were a little too complacent in that position. Party Beetle now a solo. He's got 4 kills on his own at the moment. He wants this kill on Biestoloch, and we can completely understand why. Won't get it, but they at least will out-survive the competition. The Woo eliminated. And NEQ will pick up Party Beetle's frag and move into the top 4. Austrian Force on the south side. Vashku and Silas very much still alive. Ghetto Gang next to them. The Sleep Dodgers as well and Team Solo make up the final 4 teams that are here in game number 4. Fantastic frag onto Silas there. Means that the Ghetto Gang have first blood. And an opportunity to finish this fight early. Oh god, they knew. They knew the teammates were nearby. That's an excellent flashbang. Vashku stood no chance there. Well coordinated from the Ghetto Gang. Decent game so far from them. 3 alive, 6 kills, final 3. Okay, more than decent. That's good. And they make it great. Great headshot with the M4 spray, looking for additional damage. They get it. It's Oliver who gets Bombilovo. And in fact, the Sleep Dodgers get a second as well. Were Team Solo a little bit too quick to move into the center of the circle? Maybe they are. NEQ. Oh, he wants to follow up, but April's stopping him from doing it. Guys, you're fighting the same team. He wanted to get within frag grenade distance. He might still be able to, but he's getting so much damage done to him. That's a great frag. That's a great frag. That is a phenomenal frag. And NEQ, now we know why he risked so much to do that. That's 2 more points on the board. Absolutely beautiful. And that puts them in a 1v1 situation from a team perspective. The Sleep Dodgers with 3 left alive. Ghetto Gang with 3 left alive after that. Absolute dream of a frag grenade. We're into our top 2. 26 minutes. Both of them have 3 players up. Ghetto Gang further away from the center. They've got the high ground. April has an excellent spot to tell exactly where the enemies are. And I think the longer that the Sleep Dodgers wait... Oh, NEQ. Great headshot, by the way. If April hadn't hit the branch with the first shot, that could have been a double tap. But the longer this goes on, the more the Sleep Dodgers are okay. They must know that Ghetto Gang are on the edge of the circle. So they can afford to wait a little bit, conserve the utility, conserve the HP on the vests and helmets, and just patiently wait. NEQ thinks he's being rushed, and we can tell that because he actually fired off a frag grenade before, so he's not feeling very comfortable with his position right now. Oliver is actually the player who's most likely to go for a bit of a flank. More smokes coming up. NEQ is technically outside the next zone, so he's got some questions he has to answer. He's hoping that Mozik and Illidan will help him answer some of those questions. They do indeed eventually come down here to this spot before this ridiculous junkyard of crashes that was created earlier, and now the Ghetto Gang are forced to move. I like the idea of going around the edge and spreading out, but the more they do this, the more they have to rely on getting the first frag. If April gets the crate, imagine if April gets the crate. The Ghetto Gang are being aggressive positionally in all the right ways right now. I'm not sure they want to open up that fight just yet. Phase 8 still has all of them inside it. I feel like he could crawl to this crate if he really wanted to, but I also think he can get an angle onto Illidan. Now, if NEQ turns this around and gets the first knock onto Oliver, that puts all of the pressure onto Ghetto Gang. It's a game of flanks right now. I don't actually know who's winning. It's a seesaw, and so much of the weight on this fight will transfer with the momentum of that first knock. Oliver, I thought, might be going for a very extreme flank. He hasn't spotted NEQ. NEQ is on 61 health, and by the way, he's got no more meds. He reveals his position. I want to know what Oliver does with this information. Oh! Doesn't matter if Mozik gets him from range. That is so crucial. Can you imagine if Oliver was allowed to just casually pick off NEQ? Would have been disastrous. And now he has to back off because he knows the rest of the team have spotted him. That was tense for a moment. NEQ now just going to crawl in. Mozik and Illidan playing such good anchoring positions. They have to be. NEQ was struggling. He needed the support. He's got no meds. Oh! There's the first knock. That's the one we were talking about. Illidan now has to essentially play solo anchor. Never mind. That actually released Oliver to go out and get NEQ as well. And just like that, it's down to a 3v1. Ghetto Gang have to collapse on this. They can't allow the luxury of time for this revive to come back up. Everyone's down on utility. Everyone's down on meds. It's Illidan versus the World. Mosic, yes, he's at the rock, but it doesn't matter. The rest of the team are pushing in, and Ghetto Gang getting to double digits with 10 kills. We'll take the chicken dinner in game number 4. Very tense finish there. Really, really exciting stuff. In second place, the Sleep Dodgers will go home with 6, but gave us a lot of nails to bite in that final fight. And Team Solo, with 5 kills, will come home in third place.